The Celtic Dragons been a shaky start to their season so far, but still sit as one of only 3 sides yet to suffer a loss this season, unlike their opponents for today's matchup who dropped their first game of the season. It's Leinster at home, and they're hosting the Celtic Dragons. Hello everyone and welcome along to your home of rugby in the GRC, or the subscriber series, where you guys take on the world's elite. Today we have Leinster at home, and of course up against them is the Celtic Dragons. This Leinster side, as we mentioned, dropped their opening game of the season. Tough one though it was to the Guardians of the Crib, 24-14, just shy of that bonus point as well, which would have been disappointing for the Irish franchise. Second game of the season, they certainly did bounce back to action, thrashing the Exeter Chiefs 37 points to 12. They're not doing too well on the table, however, with those points in the bank. 8th position is where they sit, but there's a bit of a logjam between all the sides in the competition at this very early stage. Their team has had one change to the lineup for tonight's matchup. That is, of course, James Ryan, who suffered the injury in that opening game against the Guardians. The impressive form he was in has seen him out for quite some time, and for that, Devon Toner has come in to replace him in the second row alongside Scott Fardy. The front row is still the same: Ken Healy, Sean Cronin and Tide Furlong. In the back row behind them will stay with Reece Ruddock, Josh van der Fly and Jack Conan. Luke McGrath will still be there at number 9, and his halves partner, of course, is one of the best fly halves in world rugby, Jonathan Sexton. Robbie Henshaw and Gary Ringrose will partner up in midfield with James Lowe, the former Waikato Chief, on the left wing, Adam Byrne on the right, and Rob Carney should be safe as houses at the back for Leinster, looking to go 2 wins in a row to get this season really rocking our Leinster. But can they do it against another subscriber side? They've already lost to 1, now they take on their second. And that second subscriber side is, of course, the Celtic Dragons. Now, they started off this season with a very bizarre draw against the Glasgow Warriors, but amazingly, they bounced back from that, beating the Cornflakers in round 2. Not too convincing, but 17-14. A win over a subscriber rival is certainly nothing to stick your nose up to. Their team undergone plenty of change here for round 3 as they look to get a big win in the books. Regan Hall will start at loose head with Daniel Jenkins at hooker and Craig Anderson on the tight head side of the front row. Caleb Cook and Adam Middop-Jones will be through the middle of the pack with Finley Moriarty, Milton Samiu, who has been sublime this season for the Dragons, and at number 8 will be Christian Tornatore, who was impressive last time in the midfield. He returns this time as an explosive player to have off the back of this pack. Moving into the back line, Payman Silver starts again at number 9, and his halves partner will be Benji Cook, moving up from fullback last time we've seen him. Ian Ferguson, of course, fullback as well, has moved into the back line alongside Cook. He'll start inside centre with the impressive and explosive and absolutely amazing game winner, Oscar Connolly, back in the 13 jumper. Will Rogers will try to get rid of those nightmares of that opening round as he comes back into the team on the left wing with Ivan Middop-Jones on the right side, and it will be Bonabakintu Daniel who will be in the number 15 jumper for the Dragons. A top looking side, but their performances have left a little bit to be desired so far this season. So the 2 sides out and ready to go. Benji Cook with the amazing brightly coloured headgear will be kicking this game underway. And it will be, of course, the Dragons in the white shirts, and will be Leinster in the blue as we are quickly underway. And quickly it is Henshaw as well. Take the ball down, finding Cronin in midfield, and support play there from Van der Fly, and turned over as well. Big chance now for the Dragons early on. Oscar Connolly running out wide all by himself. One to beat here. Plenty of support there. White jumpers, if they can get in tow, they do eventually. And charging in, Ferguson gets the ultimate winning of the ball. Here's Middop-Jones to Payman Silver! And the number 9 will go over for the opening try for the Celtic Dragons. 5-0. What a start. You couldn't have dreamt of better. Big plays, big turnovers, and a big try to finish from the little number 9 scrum half. Excellent work here. Look at him, just floating about with Silver. The pass from his right winger, not the way it normally goes. Normally the scrum half sets up his winger with a little short play. This time they reversed the roles. Middop-Jones away to Silver. Huge gaping hole around the breakdown. And Silver, we know from his one appearance so far, is an electric sniping little player. You give him that sort of chance at first receiver ultimately, and he's going to make you pay. And the Dragons now with conversion. Will Rogers still on kicking duties as he lines up his first shot at goal for the Knights, which is very good. Of course, pressure on Rogers after missing what was a bit of an easy one we would expect, 40 metres out. About 10 from touch in their first match against the Glasgow Warriors. He, well, really didn't cook it at all, and it fell well short. That could have been an opening victory, and 2 victories on the trot for the Dragons. It didn't turn out that way. And now he's got to put that all behind him and try and get back in the game as Samiu is hit hard. Shoulder first tackle. And the referee is having none of that from Leinster. Straight penalty given to the visiting team and the Celtic Dragons. Fired the ball straight to Benji Cook, who's going to look for the safety of touch and gets a nice kick away too. Just away from the chase of Tona. Of course, we have to talk about James Ryan and the impact he had against the Guardians as well in their opening matchup. So sad he can't be out here for Leinster. But Daniel Jenkins will throw to the line out, and he's gone to the back, and it's nicely dragged in there from Adam Minnett-Jones. And they decide to maul here to the Dragons. Big numbers jumping in the small as they trudge their way 10, 15 metres upfield. Now it's for Anderson. He goes short. Connolly fires a big ball out wide. Chance for Will Rogers to go himself, but he's gone to the air. The Flyhouse instinct to go for the kick, and James Lowe climbs high, and as he has done for a lot of his career, very safe under the high ball. Markers taken, and Sexton has decided to just launch this straight down the middle of the park, and it's easily came back for the Dragons as Anderson fires a nice ball away to Connolly again, as it was fielded by Minnett-Jones. Here's Silver, goes short, and Benji Cook tries to have a bit of a run himself. Gets a nice way towards the 22. Another try here for the Dragons. Could be a death-defining one for this Leinster side. How would they come back from a 14-0 deficit after 20 minutes? That would be disastrous. Now away from Cook, giving it into the midfield where Tornatore likes to be. He charges up. Here's a short one away, and it shakes again. Tornatore's in everything at the moment. Couple of consecutive hit-ups from the big number 8. This one, not quite as successful, as it's turned over from Leinster, and Sexton quickly rushes a kick away, straight into the stands, straight to the front row. Well, let's give a little bit here to Tornatore. Brilliant running from the number 8. But Leinster quickly over him the second time. And we go quickly back to the halfway line. Jenkins throws in, and Cook runs it, finding Samiu, pops it back inside. Tornatore again, before he goes back to Jenkins, who takes the tackle just inside Leinster's half. And a slow toil here. They reckon they can see it, and they do. Leinster turn it over, quickly out wide to Lowe, pulls it back to Ringrose, and there's Henshaw having another stab on the left side. Dangerous runners all about the place for Leinster. But a flyer goes to Cronin. And Sean Cronin, the Leinster hooker, is really wrapped up there, but great support coming late. Healy, pick and go from the loose end prop. Now he finds Sexton running hard, and there's plenty of support too for him as they break away through Ringrose. Ringrose up towards the 22. Has he got a man with him? No! Overrun there from James Lowe. Henshaw dives on inside as Lowe. Furlong tries all short side players. He didn't touch. No! They go on as Sexton charges straight at Benji Cook, and a good one-on-one tackle was made. Furlong again. Open side, Henshaw this time, way out, under fire, more opportunities for Ringrose. Ringrose support out wide, we'll see what he does. It's a big chance for Burn. Tries to take on Daniel, and Daniel wraps him up high. No chance of the offload there. And a good play from the Dragons fullback. Pick and go, under fire to the line for the open side flanker. Just short, desperate tackle, keeping him astray. Luke McGrath, short side play from him, and man out there as well. Adam Byrne screaming for the ball, but he just couldn't get his pass away. And the Dragons defend valiantly very well. And Ian Ferguson smashes us upfield. Very good defensive work from the Dragons. Here comes Rob Carney, funny load, back inside they go. Scott Vardy, oh, what an offload as well. Brilliant offload to Cronin. What a pass round his back. It's Ken Healy. He's gone low. James Lowe will score. That is one of the best tries of the GRC season after season. We've seen miraculous work, but that is up there as one of the best. Craig Anderson can't believe it. What's this? And try stop it. Cronin did brilliantly and fed the work of the big loose head prop Ken Healy. 1-11. This was magical from Leinster. How Tona got that pass away, I don't even know. Sensational stuff from Leinster as they turn it up a gear. And they grab their opening try through James Lowe. I don't know if any team in World Rugby would have stopped that try. When Leinster found that space, found that room, chanced those offloads, they looked unstoppable. Here is Sexton from the sidelines, and you can count another two, because he does not miss those. Conversion is good. We have a tied ball game here. 7-7, a converted try each between the two sides. But that one was an absolute sparkling delight from Leinster. Finished off from James Lowe. BG Cook gets us back underway with just over a minute to half time, and it's taken down by Henshaw. And surely this was just take a couple of hit-ups now and get the ball out into touch and reset for the second 40 as a hit-up by the man who sparked it all, Devon Tony. Here's Byrne, away to Henshaw, who's got smashed in the art of hitting the ball away. It's fielded down the back and a forward pass. That is disaster as well, as Silver kicks the ball away in frustration. Big opportunity missed there at the back. Daniel fielded it in, popped it short to Minnip Jones, and it didn't look like there was anything on there at all in terms of poor plays. It definitely wasn't a forward pass, but the referee has said that it's half time. 7-7 the score, and we have a matchup on our hands. Look at these stats. Possession and territory, 60-40, pretty much going both ways. But as it stands, neither side able to separate each other. Two line breaks apiece. Dragons with a lot of work on defence, but a little bit more ball in their covers. It seems like they could be the one to do something as this game wears on. A bit of a first half of two halves, if you will. Leinster certainly look capable of putting points on the board as well. Back to Johnny Sexton we go, and back underway for the second 40 minutes of this third match of round 3 for the GRC. And a very quick turnover as well. McGrath with a little bit of picking up. Right off in front of flyer. This is magical from Leinster as they carve through the middle again. Sexton, away to Ringrose. Ringrose dumping left and right. Ken Healy to the line. Oh, wow. Ken Healy. What a play by the loose head prop. Simply magical from Ken Healy to score. And that is the lead for Leinster. Sexton did outstanding work, as did Ringrose. Popped it round the corner to Ken Healy. He fans away Daniel, and there is no chance for the little 15 to get a hand on the big man, Ken Healy. Well played. Leinster have certainly come out of the blocks in the second half. Look at that fend. Just a clean, get out of my way. Don't bother to chase the big number one. Ken Healy scored and Leinster are in the lead. And the icing on the cake here could be for Sexton to make it 7. Similar spot, even closer than the first one. And that is straight between the uprights. Another 2 points, 14-7 the score. Leinster looking just unstoppable when they flow with these offloads. The Dragons are completely out of ideas. Benji Cook again kicking off, chooses to go short this time and nicely taken by the Flyers. They fire quickly out to the left-hand side. Here's Cronin. Cronin running free again up to halfway. Gets away to Henshaw. Desperate tackle. Changes the flow of the game as he just can't stop himself stumbling into touch. Daniel Jenkins for the Dragons. Takes his time with his lineouts. Oh, it's stolen in the front. Scott Fardy, an absolute expert when it comes to the lineouts. And a big turnover as well. Here's Healy, like for another scamper, but once in short, Ringrose pops it back inside, and Sexton gets another involvement again. Here is Ringrose for the second time in the play. Turned over though. Big play, big turnover. Will Rogers goes to his educated boot and drills this down to the 22. Great chase on that as well. Now Byrne finds it into midfield. We're going to got a penalty. Oh, wow. That is a quick penalty from the referee. Dragons player up and over the ball, and there was no remorse from the ref. Where do they go, though? They're going for the corner. Benji Cook. Oh, yes. That is an extraordinary kick from Benji Cook. Now, Daniel Jenkins, he's got to get this right. He's really got to get this right now. Last one he lost. 5 metres out, down by 7. To the back, Minute Jones. Silva puts a little grubber. And the chase, the kick, everything about their play was dreadful. So much more they could have done with that opportunity. The Dragons, they leave it to slide. Leinster get out of jail for free. Jonathan Sexton will clear the 22. And he's gone relatively short considering, and it's a nice offload as well, finding Moriarty, who charges his way towards the 22. Here's Samiu, having a bit of a run, the big boy. He's got a big space as well for Anderson, who doesn't really want it. He goes to Silva. Now Payman Silva goes through himself. Back it goes, of course, to Anderson, who's following up nicely. Now it's out for Moriarty, finding Connolly. A beautiful ball outside. Big chance for Minute Jones. He'll get it in. Scoops out on the tackle of James Lowe and skips his way to the sidelines and scores for the Dragons. This is beautiful work from Ivan Minute Jones. To the right, Oscar Connolly. He keeps defences guessing. Lowe desperate, trying to stop Minute Jones. Couldn't do it. And the finish was perfectly executed on the right-hand edge. Fired out, Oscar Connolly. He's the main man. James Lowe just could not stop Minute Jones. Again, skips out the tackle. Twinkle toes down the sideline. And plants the ball over for the second try to the Dragons. Now, Will Rogers, a bit closer than that becoming famous missed kick, but this is a big chance to draw it level again. Aims on the left side, holds it beautifully as well. As it floats between the uprights, the second successful kick for Will Rogers. It's 14-all. And do we say that that kick to the corner from the penalty was justified when an easy 3 was on offer? What a different game this could have been. The decisions of a captain certainly weigh on the shoulders as Daniel Jenkins takes the kick-off down. The Dragons looking to fire up now to take a victory away. Good plays, finding more room out wide. Connolly again skips out another tackle from James Lowe. Cook centres the ball. Big kick down the middle of the park. Adam Byrne runs back for it. And now it's a kick away from Byrne. Neither team wanting to play the ball in dangerous areas. Here's Minute Jones again. Finding Cook. Benji Cook. Front to Big. Back to Samiu. Can't get away from the defence. Desperate defence. Just shutting down the Dragons. Huge pass wide. Numbers are plenty here for the Dragons. Conley goes in contact again, finding more room for Jenkins. Here is Ian Ferguson in the 22. Dragons really starting to get momentum. Silva. Poor run there from Payman Silva. Still on the 22. They go to the short side. Here's Ferguson. He's gone very high. Big chance for the chase, but well taken at the back. I think that was the shortest little man on the park, Luke McGrath. Climbing very high to take that ball. And he saved Leinster once more as Sexton's tapped this. And he's again drilled it straight down the middle of the park as Daniel turns and kicks it back down to Rob Carney, who wastes his time. And he smacks it back. Easily to claim for the Dragons, but they've lost about 5 metres here. As Will Rogers drills it straight to the sticks again. It's a kicking duel going on as Rob Carney returns fire. And there's no one looking for touch here. They're trying to keep it alive. His advantage is called. Offside player in the Leinster chase. Big chance now. They can milk this. Could they take a 55-metre kick? Silva pops it short. Daniel was going for the kick. Advantage is over. Will this go to the corner? It looks all right. It's too deep. It's down a goal. My goodness me. That is a game-changing moment. If that went in touch, we have a finish on our hands. Now the scrum will go to Leinster inside the Dragons' half.
Set.
And you can only look and say, no, but can Daniel, maybe you should have hung on to that. Leinster feed. McGrath, he's the man. Waiting for the back is Jack Conan, of course. They go left, Sexton feeds it nicely. The kicking duel continues again. This is better from Sexton though as Daniel comes across and sits in the end. Goal! And Minute Jones dives on. The referee says that's all. And a abruptly ended there for the referee. Kick into the end goal. Open Jones puts it down, and the referee says we are done. 14-all, full-time score. No hints of drop goals, no hints of match winners. We are done, and it is all over it. Another draw, the second draw now for the Dragons. Scorers Ken Healy and James Lowe for Leinster. Sexton converted both for the Dragons, and Payman Silver, and of course Open Jones for the Dragons. It was Will Rogers, 2 out of 2 from the tee as well. Where was the drop goal? Where was the penalty? Where was the head at for the Dragons, who again, not losing matches, but still not looking too convincing with their performances on the field. They haven't scored more than 17 points in a game. That's 2 at 17 now, 1 at 14. Struggling to score more than 2 tries in a match, which, when you're looking for bonus points, is not great. Full-time stats, though. That's the interesting thing, because the Dragons dominated this game consistently throughout, 60-40 on possession and territory, yet they couldn't come away with the victory. Other stats of note: line breaks 5-4. Both sides had plenty of chances, but the finishing lacked a lot of times, and really running out of ideas when they should have done something better with the opportunities that they had. A draw. No bonus point draw as well for the two sides, which is even more bizarre. With that, though, it's a couple of points in the bank, I guess, for the Dragons, and now they've got a win's worth of draws. If that makes any sense whatsoever, you can see them on the table now here in 5th position, behind the Dragons with 2 wins, but of course bonus points are now becoming a factor. Glasgow haven't got one, Saracens, Exeter haven't got one, but neither do the Celtic Dragons. 8 points they sit on, a points differential of +3, which they beat the Flakers by, and 2 draws. It's just insane. It's really strange, but they still sit in a decent little position. You look around them, the Flakers still have to play. The best the Flakers could do is 9 or 10, so there'll be 3 sides sitting between that 8 and 10 buffer should the Flakers win the next match of the round. Down the table, though, worst position could be the All Flakes. Still to pick up a win, let alone a draw, and just 1 bonus point to their name. Of course, we all want to be in the Toa camp, don't we? 3 wins from 3 games, 2 bonus points, and they are now outright leaders at the top of the table. Still, though, a long way to go in the season. The starts from some of these sides leave a lot to be desired. And this is what round 3 looks like after all but one of the matches so far in round 3. Of course, it all started off with the All Flakes going down to the Guardians of the Crib. The Hugwatters took out Clermont. We've seen the Toa, big win over the Exeter Chiefs. And then the Crusaders beating up on the Glasgow Warriors. And then the bizarre game of the round, 14-all draw. Leinster, Celtic Dragons. That is one that is going to baffle us come the end of the season, alongside the 17-all draw with the Glasgow Warriors. Final game of the round, though, is the Flakers versus Toulouse. We have not seen Toulouse in action yet this season, so that's going to be an interesting one to see and gauge where that team is at. But that is the final game of round number 3, and then we dig straight in to round 4, where there's another 3 matches only in round 4. We had all 5 teams in action for round 3, but round 4 will see the bye to the Guardians of the Crib. So, of course, that leaves us with the 1 game for the next match. I hope to see you all there for it. Will be the Flakers versus Toulouse, a home game for the Corn Flakers side, looking to pick up another win for the team and put themselves right into that mixer that we talked about earlier with the Guardians and with the Dragons. Of course, Guardians on the bye next week. Big chance for those 2 sides to leapfrog them up the ladder with that extra game played. But that is me for today. Thank you everyone for tuning and watching. Hope you're enjoying the matches throughout each and every round. Let me know your thoughts. We're getting players of the match coming in the comments. We're getting players and teams of the week. So make sure you check those out and let us know what your standout performers are each and every round. I'll see you for the Flakers versus Toulouse. Until then, thanks for tuning in as always, and I'll see you at the next match. Until then, take care.